Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumps back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're continuing on with the tier lists for 2022 and taking a look at the treasure map characters, the free-to-play treasure map characters, putting them in a little bit of a category for you guys, so you guys can make that decision if you guys want to pick them up with blue tickets or if you don't want to pick them up with blue tickets. Some treasure map characters are pretty outdated, some of them are still pretty good, and in today's video, we're going to discuss them, talk about what they do, and put them into a bit of a ranking schedule. Before we begin though, obviously this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to take this as gold, you don't have to take this as word, but hopefully it does help you guys out in some way. Big shout out to the OPTC tier list maker. They don't have all of the treasure map characters here. We will talk about the last ones that are missing at the end. I think they're missing the Maurya from what I can see, and the Halloween Robin, as well as the Hiro Guro. So they're the three that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm missing. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below of all these treasure map characters. Who you think the best treasure map character is, who you think's worth leveling up. But I do like to rank these characters on usability. So how useful these characters have been probably like the last 3 to 6 months. How relevant they still are. And if you should be bothered to just like max them out. So as I mentioned, don't take it as lore, but hopefully it does help you out anyway. So let's hop in, because there's a lot more characters in the treasure map tier list than there are for Kazuna. So, Mr. Mihawk, he is so outdated, he's just dookie. Like, don't even worry about him. Some of these characters actually have limit break pluses. So I'm actually going to put in a new category as well. I totally forgot that these guys have limit break pluses as well. So, just because limit break plus is like sitting up here as well, doesn't make them better than maybe some of the characters in Amazing. But, I guess it kind of does. Yeah, I guess it kind of does, because like, you may as well. But if you're an endgame player, you probably have enough limit break materials to limit break plus all of these characters anyway. So every new treasure map character, I would highly recommend limit break plusing anyway. This Whitebeard, he's a little bit outdated now. He's kind of okay for wave clearing in treasure map. But besides that, like, he's an orb booster if like the enemy has a barrier or something like that. So I haven't used him in a little while. This Cavendish is niche. Definitely like not as good as this Whitebeard, but like I actually used him recently on Arena Luffy. He was very good to get around the positive buffs, because he can remove positive buffs with these special. He's a 1.75 attack and Orbis for driven, so it is what it is. This Luffy is usable just because he's the Luffy unit and he has color affinity. There's not a lot of Luffys that do color affinity, plus he's powerhouse and free spirit, so he has two very good classes. Very, very good classes. This Ace is actually like limit break plus worthy. I haven't really used him that much anymore, but he's still a fairly decent unit. Gives a 1.75 times attack boost to strength, sight, and quick characters. Fairly decent unit, being a free spirit and a shooter as well. This Sabo, completely outdated. He's the self-rocking conditional boost if your captain is cerebral, but other than that, he's not that great. This Zoro and Sanji. Now, Zoro and Sanji have so many like free-to-play characters. This particular one for me, I really like. I limit break plus mine, because they get a lot of cooldown. Their switchability is fairly nice. They're a Zoro and a Sanji. They are pretty good, but you just don't use them that often. Like, I don't remember the last time that I actually used them properly. For that reason, I'm going to drop them into outdated. This Kizaru, he's pretty dookie. He gives 3 turns of a attack boost of whatever color your captain is. He's just, you never use this Kizaru. Don't worry about him. This Lin though, this Lin, honestly, I'd limit break plus this Lin, just for her cooldown. She does like a 1.5 like attack color affinity boost, and then like a 3 times orb boost. Rotates all orbs into G orbs. Very, very powerful treasure map character. I don't think she's god level anymore, but like, she's very, very good. She's very, very strong. This Croc, honestly, he's dookie. I guess you could put him in niche for his captain swap, but it's only 1 turn, and for that reason, like, he sucks. He stinks. This Jack's actually pretty amazing. You don't need to limit break plus him, but if you have the materials, I probably would. He does 2 turns of like damage null removal, which is really, really good. He's a striker as well as a powerhouse character. Fairly decent, and I do use him quite a bit. I did use him on the Arena Luffy. Was it Arena Luffy? Might have been Arena Crocodile. Arena Crocodile, where there was damage null in stage 3. This Enel. Man, this Enel's god level. Like, this Enel's still so good. Honestly, he's probably not god level. I'll probably put him in Amazing. If you use him a lot, limit break plus him, but his main, like, goal is just to speed farm content. He gets, like, himself 5 turns of cooldown every time someone else uses a special. That way you can just pop his specials and do, like, lots of damage. This Shanks is still usable. He has double special activation, which gives you a full body orbs through block orbs. He's a free spirit slasher, which is great. And he can remove barriers as well, so pretty nice with his double special activation. This Boa's pretty niche. She is okay. I have used her recently. You could probably, like, argue that she is usable. But she's pretty niche in the sense of, like, to get all of her stuff, like, going, you do need your captain to be a particular type, I'm pretty sure, or, like, have a particular orb. She's not, like, the best unit out there, but she's definitely not bad. This law is pretty niche. I really only use this law for his special charge. He's a law character, which is kind of nice, but, like, other than that, like, I never really used the law. This Nami, though, she's Limit Break Plus worthy, purely because of, like, Dofi 2 and stuff. She's kind of dropped off in her usefulness. She does, like, 3 turns of, like, Chain Lock, Paralysis, a whole bunch of other, like, things. I guess you could say she's still usable. I love using her for Dofi 1. She's always a go-to for me. But I guess you could argue she's still usable with, like, some of the other rare recruits that are out nowadays. This Kaido is definitely niche. He gives himself an attack and an orb boost, I'm pretty sure, for, like, 3 times. But then you can extend that. Or it's, like, depending on how many, like, recovery orbs you've eaten or something like that. He's okay. He's not great, but he's okay. Like, he's alright. We'll put him there. This, Dofi is, like, he's just dookie. I think he does, like, damage reduction and rotates orbs for shooters or something. I can't even make him go to the front. That's how bad he is. Bro, just go to the front. Thank you. He's dookie. Don't worry about him. Moving on to Smoothie and Oven. They're pretty niche. Mainly you use them for their switch ability. They do end of turn damage. Oh my god. Thank you. They do end of turn damage with their switch ability. And that's the big reason why you use them. Like, other than that, I don't really use them too often. Besides that wave clearing mechanic. This Weevil. This Weevil's amazing. He does like 20 turns of attack down removal. Plus he's a 2 times rainbow attack boost. Provided your the enemy has like immunity to delay and stuff. Which is like all the time. Very, very good unit. Very, very cool support as well. This Shanks and Ben Mechman, they're pretty niche. When you get them to work, they work really, really well. But, like, you have to, like, work around the fact that they remove all your orbs. If you have the Yasop from their batch, like, they're pretty good. You can't use anyone else's specials in the turn, and but a 3 times chain lock and a 3 times color affinity is definitely nothing to scoff at. This, Lucci, he's dookie. 3 turns of an orb boost to Cerebrals. It's just characters that do it better. Like, don't worry about him. Alright, first God level unit. Fuji and Akanu. I love this unit. I use them so much. Their switch ability gives a 1.5 orb to Strength, Dex, and Int characters. They give themselves level 4 cooldown every time a Strength or Int character uses a special. They're great for speed farming. They have very low cooldown. They have they're Akanu, so they have supports like Kuzan. They're very, very good. They're very, very good. This Smoker, he's usable. Oh, look, honestly, he's pretty outdated, to be honest. He's a fighter-driven attack booster or chain booster and chain booster, provided your captain's fighter or driven. He's, like, probably arguably one of the best smokers in the game. He's the Stampede Smoker, I'm pretty sure. This Blackbeard is niche. He removes 1 turn of every single, like, defensive debuff, if I remember correctly. And then he gives a 2 times attack boost if you're below 90% HP. You never really get that 90% HP, but the fact that he can remove, like, damage null for 1 turn is really, really nice. Basil Hawkins, he's completely outdated. I honestly don't even remember what this Basil Hawkins does. I do remember... Oh, I have put Cotton Candy into him, so I mean... He changes cruise types into type slots and HP 70%. He delays on enemies. Oh, so he has a guaranteed delay mechanic. I guess you could argue he's niche, but like... Look, honestly, he's a Hawkins, so we put him there, right? Nah, I'll put him in... Nah, look, yeah, he's dookie. He's dookie. Definitely a dookie unit. You're never really going to use this guy. This Halloween Nami. Halloween Nami, I can't even really remember what she does. I know she does color affinity. But I don't remember, like, how. Like, she has a carryover effect, and she does 200,000 times the damage. Look, she's just outdated. Like, she's not good at all. I mean, if you want someone that can double type effects, but your captain has to be shooter. Like, yeah, nah, she nothing. She nothing. On to Robbie now. Robbie is amazing. Like, she's really, really good. She has 3 turns of, paralysis and damage reduction, and then she has, like, a damage null effect. You're mainly using her for a paralysis when damage reduction floats around. She's really, really good. Like, and she's a Robin unit, so you can use the Bardo support, but it's only 3 turns, unfortunately. So I guess you could probably palm her off as being just usable. On to X-Drake now. X-Drake's pretty niche. The big upside to X-Drake is he removes barriers. Like, that's his big gimmick. Like, his real big gimmick is the barrier situation that he has going on for him. Other than that, he does, like, a whole bunch of damage depending on how many strength decks and quick orbs you've, like, obtained, up to 2.5 million. You're really only ever using him for his barrier removal, depending on how many strength decks and quick orbs that you've, like, eaten. He does change unfavorable slots to character's own type. But if you have, you can do up to like a 5-turn barrier removal, which is actually pretty nice. I'm going to slap him in niche though, because like, that's pretty much all you're using him for. Looking at that boa now, I do remember using that boa like quite recently, the Halloween boa. I do think she's probably, I reckon you could argue that she's usable to me. She drastically reduces all enemies' defense, and then she changes Captain's Empty into Int Orb. If the Captain has an Int Orb, then she's a self-proc and conditional booster. She removes Resilience as well, and she has double special activation. I guess because she's a self-proc and conditional booster, you could argue that she's usable. Definitely argue that she's usable to me. Alright, moving on to Rebecca and Viola now. These guys are okay. The big downside to Rebecca and Viola is they only have 3 turns of special bind removal in their kit, where their special removes 5 turns. Now, you can obviously use supports to get around that and stuff. They then will, like, change all your orbs into empty if you use their switch ability. They're built for Nami and Robin, but they can also give you a 3.5 chain lock, which is pretty nice. They can remove burn as well, but, like, other than, like, they're probably just still usable, you know? They're still usable. This Vivi, though, I'm a big fan of this Vivi. I use this Vivi quite a lot. She has an attack booster, and she has double special activation. If you use her special twice in one turn, I'm pretty sure she's a 2.25 attack boost. I just want to double check that. No, she's a 2 times attack boost. But she does reduce chain lock and decrease chain multiplier by 3 turns, and with her double special, that's actually 6 turns, which is great. She also changed recovery, adjacent orbs into recovery, which is very nice. I really like this VV. Having a rainbow attack boost is awesome, and getting recovery orbs is great to get around stuff like hunger, which is the big one. This Shirahoshi, she's pretty outdated. She does a bunch of damage reduction depending on how many enemies there are, and then she heals. Like, there's not many situations you actually use her. This Luffy, I actually really like this Luffy. I would probably say that he's just usable nowadays. I think he does like 4 turns of despair removal. He does 4 turns of I want to say it's attack down as well. But then he's also a 2 times attack boost, which is really cool. He does blind as well. Blind, despair, attack down, and then changes recovery and tandem mobs into their own type. And then he doubles slot effects. So, fairly decent special. Not a bad option. But the problem with him is it's only 4 turns. So, definitely usable. Like, definitely usable. Moving on to Zoro now. Okay, Zoro's going straight into God tier. Limit Break plus this guy, like, definitely do it. He's amazing for speed farming. He removes 2 turns to Threshold. He has double special activation, special charge at the start of the quest. Absolutely amazing for speed farming content. And when you build the team right, you can slide him on just a wave clear, just to make your runs incredibly fast. He gets cooldown when strength characters use their special as well, and he's very good. Moving on to another, like, God level free-to-play character, Reiju. Reiju removes paralysis with her Sailor ability. She removes 5 turns of damage reduction, and she's a self-proccing conditional booster, provided your captain is an int or quick unit. For like Dofi 2 and stuff like that, she's an absolute weapon. Probably, in my eyes, the best Reiju in the game, and definitely the one that I use the most. On to Nami and, what's his name? Sanji. I'd say this character's amazing. Their switch ability is really good, and they're one of the only characters that can remove stun. For Enel, Garbage Challenge Enel, this character is like a godsend. Like, this character just destroys it for Dex and Sai. You want to bring this character. Their special can, like I said, it can remove stun, but it can also remove, I'm pretty sure it's special bind as well. Yeah, special bind by 5 turns, as well as doubling slot effects to Free Spirit and Fighters. And their special is a 2 times orb boost, which is really cool as well. Their switch ability, as well, completely rotates all unfavorable slots for the Free Spirit and Fighter classes as well, which is really nice. This Pudding is pretty niche. She has that ability to just, like, activate her special at the start of the quest. But the problem with her is she's on such a large cooldown. We'll slap her in niche, though. But other than that, like, you're not really using her very much. This Jinbei. Now, if I remember this correctly, this Jinbei is a color affinity booster to strength and Sai unit. He might be for int as well. Came out alongside Sanji and Luffy. Yeah, he does int as well. But he also removes 7 turns of special bind and paralysis. 7 turns is nothing to scoff at. And honestly, for that, like, yeah, he's pretty good. He's definitely usable. Definitely usable. I can't remember the last time I used him, though, so that's why I'm going to put him in usable. But, like, he's very, very good. Very, very good. I'm actually going to slide Jack up into Limit Break Plus. I'm going to slide Enel up into Limit Break Plus as well. I definitely think you should Limit Break Plus those units. Honestly, you can make an argument for Weevil to me as well. Like, 100% you could. Kid. This kid. Man, when this kid works, he's amazing. Like, he's so good. If you have Blind, he's an attack booster, I'm pretty sure. If you have Despair, he's an Orb booster. And if you have Paralysis, he is a Color Affinity booster. And if you have all 3, obviously you can get all 3, which is great. Yeah, so if Blind is attack, Despair is slots, and Paralysis is a Color Affinity boost. He does a bunch of damage, rotates T&D, Recovery, and Block Orbs, and Unfavorable slots into matching. Plus, if you have the Luffy that came out alongside him, absolutely incredible. Like, absolutely insane combination of the two of them. Very, very good. This Garp, another really good unit. He can actually give cooldowns. He can be an attack booster as well as a cooldown a reducer as well, depending if your captain is the base classes and the secondary classes. He also gives recovery orbs, if I remember correctly, as well. So he's a really, really cool unit. I actually recently used him as well for one of the arenas, mainly for his special cooldown. And he also makes Psi and recovery orbs matching and changes crew slots to Psi and recovery as well. Fortunately, he doesn't go through block slots, but he does do it for does give a 2-turn attack boost, as well as a special charge of 2. Not a lot of characters give 2 turns of special charge, so provided you have a Driven, Cerebral, or Powerhouse, or Free Spirit Captain, you will actually get that. He's very, very good. Very, very good free-to-play character. I actually use that Garp quite a bit. Komurasaki. This Komurasaki's, like, just usable. I think if you, like, pop her special more times in the run, you basically get up to a 100% damage reduction, which can be useful, but I don't tend to play that way. She does remove attack down and special bind by 2 turns as well, though. And she does have double special as well as the special charge with her Limit Break Plus. So if you do like this unit, I would definitely Limit Break Plus her. It's something she kind of needs for her to work, because after her second special, she's a 70% damage reduction removal. But if you use her special at the same time in the quest, 90% after the first time, nullifies after 2 times. You're gonna have that 70% at the beginning, and it doesn't upgrade from there, which it's kind of annoying. But you can definitely use her if you like using damage reduction to, like, tank hits, or if you're using characters that need to tank shots. She's a very good unit for that. My playstyle, however, not the case. So it is what it is there. This Queen, if there was a PvP tier, like this would be where Queen would sit. Queen just does a lot of damage, and that's basically all Queen does. Queen's a fairly decent free-to-play quick captain, but other than changing orbs and removing damage reduction by 5 turns, like, all he does is, like, 10 million damage, depending on how much damage you've taken. Now, with normal attacks only being a thing, this is not great. And, look, he's outdated before he even had a chance to come in, but if there was a PvP tier, that's where Queen would sit. You basically farm this guy up for PvP. Like, that's basically what you want this character for. Alright, Luffy and Ace, the fake dual unit Luffy and Ace, the 6+ that we never wanted. These characters are really, really cool. I actually recently used them for one of our challenges in the Discord. If you haven't done so, head over to the Discord, head over to the Bounty Hunters tab, and you can actually check out some of the challenges we set for Garb challenges and stuff every week, or every month, sorry. They remove Blind and Despair by 4 turns, and because they're a Luffy character and an Ace character, you can just do stuff like Whitebeard and Rayleigh and get more utility that way. They then double the crew's attack and boost the normal attacks of Free Spirit and Shooter characters by 1.75. So the color affinity isn't Rainbow, but the attack boost is. And the 2 times attack is actually fairly nice for a Luffy and Ace unit. Unfortunately, it means you can't use Luffy. Fortunately, it means you can't use Ace. But nevertheless, 2 times attack, flat rate, and some utility. Pretty good unit. Pretty good. On to Shiryu now. Shiryu is great. I don't even need to look this guy up. He has one of the best supports in the game. If you guys don't care about using this character, just max out his support. It completely removes poison on any int character. He removes 4 turns of attack down. He removes 4 turns of... Okay, maybe I do have to look up this character. I know he does 4 turns of attack down, and he's a color affinity booster for slashes and driven characters. He does also have some other support. What's his other... well, utility, I should say. He has Barrier Pen too, and he does a 20% paralysis. And he also has Shipbind in his Limit Break Plus. So definitely Limit Break Plus all these gold level units in my eyes. They are very, very, very powerful. Very, very handy to have. This Koala is usable. I think she has Hunger. And, like, for that reason, I probably would Limit Break Plus her. I think, the Luffy and Ace, actually. They have Hunger as well, right? Luffy and Ace, if the Luffy and Ace have Hunger, we definitely want to move them up into Limit Break Plus. Purely, yeah, they get Hunger with their Limit Break Plus. So you definitely want to Limit Break Plus that unit. Any free-to-play character that can actually get Hunger. Does Garp have it as well? No, Garp has, Fear to get around the special bind. So, like, if you have the ability to, like, Garp's a really good unit for that. But with Koala, she is an attack booster. And then she has a carryover effect for free spirit and fighter characters. And she also makes the crew immune to attack down. She's basically the Smoker, free-to-play Smoker that just does what Smoker wants to do, but better. Because she gives an attack boost for Dex, free spirit characters by 1.75. And then doubles them on the next turn. Which is great because it's a clock buff. And she heals. She does, she also makes you immune to the decreased chain multiplier. And yes, she does have Hunger, which is very, very nice. So I definitely would Limit Break Plus her if you can. Any free-to-play characters that can have Hunger are going to be worth your time. And if you slap these two on the same team, like, that's a lot of Hunger removal. Like, it's a lot. Because at max, you can get, 3 Hunger removal, which is very, very nice. Using her that, like, I don't use her that much. But for, like, bolstering your box, she's definitely going to be a really good character for stuff like Navy. She's going to be really good, like, if you haven't done this character. But honestly, when it comes to these two, I would just pick one and Limit Break Plus one of them. You probably don't need to Limit Break Plus 2 of them. And if I had to make an argument for which one, I would probably do something like that. Just because, like, nowadays, like, Koala, like, I don't use it that much, but the fact that you can actually get around limit attack down makes her very, very cool. You just have to make sure you use that special on the previous turn, which is a bit of a downside. This Zoro is really, really good. He removes 6 turns of Threshold, as well as then being a monstrous Orb booster for Sai and Free Spirit characters. Very similar to the Brook that we spoke about in the Kazuna tier list. He removes 6 turns of Threshold, as well as being a 2.25 Orb boost to Sai and Free Spirit characters, and a 1.5 times attack. But if you have an attack boost, he is going to be a 2-turn 2.25. Their warning of this is really, really annoying. But if you have both at the same time, he then extends the attack and the orb boost anyway. So, very, very good unit. Both Zoro's got some really good treatment. He's a really, really good option, just for more damage if you're looking for a free-to-play character. As well as having the Sailor ability. He has Fear, which is cool, to reduce his special charge by 1 turn every time a Free Spirit character uses a special. And he makes the crew's deck slots have matching slot effects. So he's a fairly decent crewmate as well. This Kaido is definitely niche. Very similar to this Kaido here. I do think he's way better than this Kaido. But for the same reason we put that Kaido here, it's the same reason we're going to put this Kaido here. He gives himself a Wano Orb. And he gives himself a 3 times attack and 3 times Orb boost. But then you can't use like any other specials in the turn, provided you've only used his and one other special, which is a little bit annoying, to be honest. It makes like what you're doing on that stage be very, very annoying. But he can do a lot of damage. He's great for like stage 4s and stuff. He does remove 2 turns of damage null though, which makes him fairly okay. But like he's one of the characters that like I just don't think I'm ever going to use per se. You can use him, but like he's very, very niche, very niche. Alright, Treasure Map Stussy, the newest Treasure Map we did have on Global. She's an interesting one because she's definitely not bad. The fact that she's on a... Oh wait, no, she wasn't the newest one. We had Hiro Guro and Mourya. But this Stussy, she removes Despair and Special Bind by 4 turns. She's on a 6-turn cooldown, which makes her very, very nice. And then she does type effects for Shooters, Cerebrals, and Strength characters by 1.75. And if you have a color affinity buff already, she increases it by 0.25. She has Fear as well, which is kind of like whatever. But she's just usable to me. Like, I don't think she's the be-all end-all. I've never touched her on Japan when I farmed her up. I've never touched her on Global. She's just sort of sitting there. She's a Stussy unit, 6 turns, which is kind of cool. You can use her if you want to, but she's just not the be-all or the end-all. On to my favorite Treasure Map character now. We have Mr. Treasure Map Luffy, Onigashima Luffy. An absolute weapon. He removes 6 turns of Special Bind, 6 turns of Attack Down. It's a 2 times attack booster. Rainbow. definitely max this guy out. He is absolutely amazing. Very, very, very good treasure map character. In my eyes, this is the best free-to-play character in the game. He has one of the best supports as well. He removes attack down and by one turn on like Yamato, Kid, and Law. And he gives them a matching orb through block orbs, which is very, very nice when that happens. Very, very good unit. These other characters down here, I think you can pick them up, but they're not like the be-all or end-all. This Usopp is very niche. He does a delay mechanic depending on how many characters are on the field. He was very good for Dofi 1 once upon a time, but other than that, he's just like whatever. This Garp was outdated before he even arrived. If you want to max him out for the flex, go for gold, but never touch this guy. He costs way too many tickets. This Bon Clay, very niche. You need to have all these effects like active on the enemy for him to activate all of these effects. And this Sanji, he's actually pretty good. 1.75 times attack, 1.75 orbs for int and strength characters. Maybe, I think Quick might be in there as well. But nevertheless, if you guys want to pick them up, I would pick up the Sanji maybe. But out of all these characters, if you have a look from amazing upwards, these are the characters here that are gonna use the most in content. Anything from usable down, or anything from niche down, like I wouldn't even worry about like these particular characters here. But with this usable tier, if you need them for whatever particular piece of content, or if you're looking at a team you want to build, that's when I would pick them up. But there are 3 other characters we need to talk about, so let's quickly slide over to the database and talk about them. Alright, so the first character we're going to talk about is Gekko Maurya, the quick Gekko Maurya. He reduces barriers by 1 turn, deals a bunch of damage to quick damage to all enemies, and reduces resilience and increased defense by 5 turn, amplifying the effects of powerhouse and driven characters by 2 times, and if your captain is a powerhouse or driven character, he then inflicts poison, strong poison, or toxic by 2 times for 1 turn, which is very odd because he doesn't give toxic, but if you can get toxic somehow, this guy's going to be a good conditional boost. He's not terrible. Removing barriers is pretty nice. Resilience and defense up is quite nice as well. If I had to say anything, like he's just like mainly used as a 2 times orb booster, so you'd probably say he is usable, but that barrier removal can be quite nice. So I guess you could argue to me that he's maybe amazing. What limit break does he get? Does he get anything decent? He gets yeah, reducing increased damage taken. So I definitely wouldn't say he's limit break plus. Maybe maybe amazing at best. But that's the Maurya. He's not in the shop yet, so don't really worry about him too much. The next character is let's talk about Hiro Guro, because I can actually remember it was Hiro Guro. That's another one. This guy is absolutely amazing. Definitely, like, this is a god tier 1. He does something that not a lot of other characters can do. He reduces increased defense by 6 turns, reduces crew's special cooldown by 1 turn, recovers 10,000 HP, and changes the top and bottom row orbs, including block, into matching. If your captain is strength, quick, or psi, he's at a color affinity booster. If your crew has a color affinity boost, he increases the duration by 1 turn, or he boosts the color affinity of strength, quick, and psi characters by 2 times. If your captain is Dex or Int, however, he's a base attack booster by 800 for Dex and Int characters, which is really, really strong. Really, really nice. He has a nice support, removing increased defense for Kazuki Oden as well. And his limit break, he gets slot bind, the no healing, as well as what else is the last one? Critical, which is very, very nice as well. He is a slasher and cerebral character, which makes him very, very good. I would put this guy in God tier purely because he's a base attack booster, and we don't have a lot of free-to-play characters that are base attack boosters, let alone one that can actually do a lot of stuff like Hiro Guro actually can. The other character that I'm thinking of that we are missing is Robin. The Halloween Robin. This one here. This Robin's a bit of a strange one to me. I don't really think she's that amazing. She's an int-cerebral fighter character. She recovers 10 times recovery at the end of each turn for 2 turns. Boosts the attack of int, fighter, and cerebral characters by 1.75. And if you hit 3 perfects, she's then a 2 times attack boost in the following turn. If your HP is above 50,000 and there are 4 enemies on the other stage, she reduces damage received by 100% for 1 turn, which can be quite nice. But other than sort of her attack boost, like, she doesn't really give you that much, or what you are pretty much using her for. If you like the damage reduction aspect, then full credit to you. But other than that, she's pretty much just usable for an attack boost to carry over into the next turn to get around the annoying effect if the enemy has like a interrupt for an attack boost. She has slide damage, no healing, and Sailor Despair, which is kind of weird having Sailor Despair, but like, look, it's better than some of the other limit breaks anyway, right? So that's going to wrap up the tier list video for the treasure map characters. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And like I said, make sure to show some love to the OPTC database, the Discord, and the tier list maker. Let me know, like I said, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, what you guys think of the tier list, what you guys think, what should change, what you agree with, what you disagree with. But more importantly, make sure to smash that like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!